Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Saliba, Occult and Fortean. And in today's video, I am going to be talking about an upcoming book project, which is currently in the works from Ingela Visuri. She has a very interesting research project going on, and she plans to launch her new book sometime this year. So it's called Autism and the Supernatural. And basically, what it is it's like a collection of interviews from what I've seen in the book, and she asks people on the spectrum about their various belief systems and how they've come to experience the supernatural and what their belief systems are, and putting them in different categories. So this is quite interesting and promising research, and yeah, let's get right into it. So let's look at her profile first, and then we will explore the main premise of her book. So this is Ingela Visuri. She's a senior lecturer of religious studies in the School of Culture and Society, and she publishes on ResearchGate, Orchid, academia.edu, and she also has her own personal website. So she's an assistant professor in the study of religions, and she is mainly responsible for teacher training in religious education. Her research is interdisciplinary and concerns cognitive perspectives on religiosity, imagination, empathy, autism, and social learning. So her professional background was firstly as a high school teacher in religion studies and English, and then this served as her starting point for the youth of research that she conducts, as well as the work at the teacher education program in the study of religions. Focus within both these areas is directed towards relationships and collaboration with teenagers and young adults to better understand their perspectives, experiences, and needs. But she has other papers, I think. So she has her degree thesis there, experiences in invisible presence. That looks pretty interesting. From popular culture to fiction-based religion, learning and teaching based on cognitive science. And she has her master's degree thesis in religious studies there. All right. My research is interdisciplinary and often takes off in ethnographic materials. So basically, she studies a specific demographic, and then the specific demographic gets asked these particular sorts of questions within a controlled setting, and then she compares that sometimes towards other uncontrolled settings. That's what an ethnographic research in this context in particular is referring to. Disciples of the Corn. Let's go indeed. How you doing, man? Good to see you back. Good to see you. One central ambition is to deepen and broaden simplified assumptions about human behaviors and to develop methodological strategies for studying atypical individuals. Pretty interesting questions. I'm not going to lie. I would say that she has quite interesting stuff, and I'm just wondering if I can even access some of these articles. These look really interesting. Autism and the Supernatural, Experiential Dimensions of Religiosity, Spirituality, and Religion. So this is the upcoming book project that I will be focusing on for today's stream. It won't be a long stream, but this is the book if you want to take a screenshot, or if you want to put the reference down yourself. Definitely worth checking out. I wouldn't mind buying a paper copy of this book myself, because you may or may not know that I myself am a little bit on the spectrum. So she's got the book there. Critical Hit, Dungeons and Dragons as a buff for autistic people, playing with spirits on horror and cravings for enchantment. That'll be interesting. And playing with spirits. Her conference paper. So I'm not going to look at that today, but I might save that for a future stream though. I might actually save that for a future stream now. Dungeons and Dragons. This is what we're going to look at. Got the same link twice. Okay, so that's a bit about her background there. And that's her name there, Ingela Visuri. Very curious as to where she's going to go with her studies here. Okay, next item. Let's go on to the book overview and see what she is going to direct her research at. So this is a 2026 book. And her abstract, this is her abstract here. Autism is typically framed as a condition characterized by difficulties in understanding other minds. From this idea, a seemingly straightforward conclusion has followed. If autistic people struggle with social mind reading or cognitive empathy as opposed to affective empathy, because they're not the same thing, there's different forms of empathy, perceived relationships with invisible gods, spirits, and other supernatural agents would be unlikely, and perhaps even impossible. But what if this assumption is wrong? This book invites the reader into the everyday worlds of autistic young adults. I think I've read a little bit about her abstract in more detail. I think young adults in this context is from 21 to 25 years of age, just to give you guys a metric to work by. 21 to 25 years of age. Adults who describe themselves as religious or spiritual based on close collaborative ethnography that treats autistic accounts as essential sources of knowledge. It reveals a rich landscape of supernatural meaning, making grounded in sensory perception, narrative worlds, emotional attachment, and embodied experience. These findings demonstrate how such experiences emerge at the intersection of cognitive, culture, and lived bodily reality, and how autistic experiences bring the limitations of dominant models into view while opening new conceptual possibilities. Speaking of new conceptual possibilities, there's also a couple of papers on research with regarding to autism, where they've also shown that in a select handful of individuals, people on the spectrum do have Neanderthal DNA markers in them, and that needs to be followed up by a macro study. But it's a very interesting study from the University of Loyola. And there's another study also about autism and how it processes naturally produced DMT from the brain and the spinal column. And it seems that people on the spectrum directly absorb that into their bloodstream. And that should be followed up by another macro study as well. But they're both very interesting studies, which might actually connect with some of this. I'm not saying that it does. I'm not a researcher, but it might connect with this. So it's pretty interesting regardless. Future streams for another time. Engaging with the cognitive science of religion, anthropology, and critical autism studies, this work offers fresh insights into the diversity of religious experience and argues that cognitive difference is not a problem to be explained away, but a vital resource of rethinking belief, imagination, and the human enactment of the world. So very interesting upcoming research here. Very, very interesting. JC, Chad Cell 3.0, greetings. You deserve the salute, actually. I'll give you the salute. How come you're not modded? Disciples of the Corn, you've got to be modded. Okay, next, let's look at her chapters of this book, because this is pretty interesting. So she has the introduction. I think you can access some of the introduction online. I have a PDF copy of it somewhere. The framing of autism, bracketed autism ethnography. So that's the control group and the non-control group. If she's doing a comparative study, formation of invisible relations. That's something we really like on this show. Sensory supernatural experiences. We also like that on this show. Imaginary worlds and parasocial relations. We would like that on this show to some extent. And lessons learned and her references. So I definitely do want to buy this book, actually. This looks very, very interesting. Does she have any more? That looks like that's about it. except for the book cover. Yeah, that looks like it's about it. So it's only just a short stream today. Not going to be too long, just a short stream. But if you want to, you can check out her papers on, I think it's this website here, on Orchid. Orchid's a research website, but she seems to self-publish here. I'm wondering what her background is, like her ethnic background, because this looks like it's either a Dutch or a Swiss university. Very curious. Where is this place? Uppsala University. Oh, Sokland University. I don't speak Dutch, guys. I wish I were that good. I just don't speak Dutch. That's very hard. Stockholm University. Interesting. So her titles are available. Some of them are available here. Invisible Hands and Sacred Unicorns. Occulture as a schema. The supernatural ascriptions in the millennial generation. Ooh, something we could like here. Autism recreation, sensory supernatural experiences with autism, rethinking autism, theism, and atheism. Whoa, this is a goldmine of some super cool stuff. DOI not found. This one can be found. View PDF. And could everyone talk to God? Question mark. Interesting. Oh man, this is a treasure trove of some fascinating stuff. Nonetheless, pretty promising titles, right? Pretty promising titles. I appreciate it, bro. Been a long time since I tapped in here to learn. Absolutely, absolutely. And look, my channel is not meant to entertain you. If you want to be entertained by my channel, you're going to be underwhelmed. This is not an entertaining channel, but you will be informed. This channel will inform you. That's basically, think of this as like an open notebook. This is an open notebook. These are the notes, and I'm taking down notes and subjects that I'm reading. You can read with me as well, and then we'll come to some sort of consensus or model together. We'll get to model different forms of reality together. Nonetheless, I will leave the stream there for now because it's only very short. Definitely check out her book if you're interested. I'm interested. I really want to buy this book. And there's a Bizarre Bub video, which actually just dropped about 30 minutes before this stream. So I'm going to restream again, and I'm going to be reacting to more supernatural entities in the world of woo-woo, because it's been a long time since we've done a world of woo-woo stream, and we get to see supernatural footage in real time. And these reactions, I haven't watched this stream yet, so these reactions are going to be raw, unedited, and authentic. For sure, for sure. Class in session with Professor Dennis. You deserve another salute, JC. You deserve another salute. Dr. Saliba, you know what? Maybe I should do my PhD. I'm doing accounting, finance, and analytics right now. But when I get much better with the statistics side of things, I would love to research more into this occult stuff. So it's pretty damn cool. It's pretty damn cool field. I'll be back for another stream, guys. I'm going to be back for another stream. It's not final goodbyes today. You're going to have a double stream today. But I got my coffee here to keep me going. I'll see you guys in about 5, yeah? Humanis Invictus, the human spirit is never conquered. Check out Ingela Visuri's research as well. All right, bye for now, guys, and take care.